Okay, let's get this party started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to jack up the car in the back. We're going to change the rear shocks first, and then we're going to do the front struts. Let me get some jack stands. All right. We got the whole back of the car apart because I have a water leak. I have water leaking in to the trunk area, and I had this all apart to see where it was coming in, and it's building up. Now this has nothing to do with the shocks, but I'm just showing you why this is all apart, because our shocks are right there. But I've got water coming in up here. Actually, it's a little wet right here. So I believe it's coming from the seal. I don't know where else it could be coming in. I'm going to have to order a new seal. But in the meantime, we're going to need some 14mm wrenches here to take those shocks off, and then also underneath. So let's loosen up the bottom first, the shocks on the bottom. So we're going to need 14mm, and then when we drop put the jack underneath the axle there and lift it up a little bit so we can get the shock out, and then we can take the shocks out. Okay, here is the original box, in case you need to know that information. Street. It says street on it, and I don't doubt it, but when you're running over potholes and driving on city streets, the ride is just too rough for me on the softest setting. And I tried it once, just for the hell of it, on a stronger setting, and oh my God, what a ride. So I'm going to put this stuff all back, and let's see, we've got our springs here. Now let's see what the number is on here. TRD 333,977. All right, so let's get these babies in. But first we're going to take the shocks out from the top here. All right, first thing you want to do is take off. Anyway, this is not a video about how to set up a Megan suspension system. See, that just comes right out. Now, this is a 14mm. All right, so it's got an Allen key that goes in there and keeps that from turning. And I don't have a 14mm ratchet. I'll loosen this up as much as I can. And when that starts to turn, you put your Allen key in there and that'll stop it. So let me do this and I'll come back. Alright, so once you get the nut loose, let's see if I can get this lamp situated here. So you can get underneath and hold the shock as you take this out, like I'm holding it from inside. Okay. Just pull it down like that. Here it is. Okay, part numbers. It says off-road use only. yet the box says street. So I guess that was my mistake when I bought it. My mistake. Anyway, it's a good system. It's just too stiff for me. So you got these rubber bushings here on the bottom, and then you have, guess we're going to adapt to the new shocks. That's it right there. It goes on like that. I'm going to put that right over here, like that, and then we're going to get a new shocks. Okay. Standard Toyota. Okay. This goes in here like this. Now we're going to get this started. Alright, so I used a tool here to hold that shock because it's a little different than the Megan system and you don't need an Allen key. And then I used this little 14 millimeter to tighten it up. The next thing we have to do is mount it, put the spring in and mount it underneath. But let me get the other shock in first and then we'll do the underneath. Okay, now got both shocks are in on the top, and now we're going to put the springs in. So you want to make sure that this top rubber cushion sits into this groove right here, like this. Push it down and make sure that that's facing towards the rear of the car. Now let's see. Here. Okay, so I have both springs situated in the right position, and now I'm going to jack up the axle here so that I can hook in the shocks. Might be easier if you take the wheels off. Okay, get that on. Okay, it might be a good idea to put some anti-seizing compound on these bolts. Okay, we have to take them off again and they don't get rusted on. Alright, now I'll put some more on the other side and we'll tighten these up and make sure that the springs are seating properly. The coil springs are pointing, the top of the coil spring is pointing this way towards the rear on both sides. Alright, so let's jack it up and then tighten up the bolts. Okay, that's it. Pretty simple job. So let's lower it down. I'm not going to put the front struts on right now because I'm waiting for a wheel alignment tool to come in. And once I get that, we'll do the fronts. By the way, here is the part number for the rear shocks, in case you need it. This is a 2012 IQ. So thanks for watching for now. I'll see you on the next one.